Oh, sorry, I hit off the off. Okay, okay. I'm sorry about it. Yeah, students, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, please message me on the group if certain times if I have muted and I have started with the class. I request you to please message me. Okay. So here we have the human resource management subject second semester. We are moving on to module 2. Okay. So I think, oh ma'am, please let me in again one message. Oh. So here, my dear students, we'll be looking into the importance of HR planning and this particular module. It consists of HR planning, importance of HR planning, importance of manpower planning, and as well as manpower planning to HR planning, factors which are affecting the human resource planning. Okay, then benefits of human resource planning, the process of human resource planning, how it is being done in an organization, tools for demand forecasting. Demand forecasting, it is nothing but demand for the labor. Okay, and then attributes of an effective HR planning, then what are the different attributes for successful HR planning, what are the different blockages or barriers to HR planning, then what are the various challenges being faced while planning for human resource in the organization, and then we'll move on to process of job analysis. So process of job analysis as well as job evaluation. Okay, and then recruitment and selection. In recruitment selection you have importance of recruitment, policies of recruitment, then factors influencing recruitment as well as recruitment process, sources of recruitment, evaluation of each recruitment process, then recruitment strategy. So this is all what you're going to learn in your recruitment and selection. And then you have the third part in module 2, that is selection. So here you will be looking into future trends in recruitment, process of selection, then selection tests, okay, factors influencing selection, challenges in selection, whatever you have, then application tracking system using MS Excel learning, and then you have the next part, that is training and development. Okay, so here you will be learning what is training, meaning of learning, okay, meaning of development, okay, then training versus learning versus development, then learning theories, what they've done theories of learning, then future of training, that is what you're going to learn here, then crystal gazing into future of learning and development, world of learning, process of training, and various techniques of training. So this is all about your second module. Okay, so it is divided into four parts. One is human resource planning, then another one is job analysis, then you have recruitment and selection, and then you have training and development. Okay, so these are the four parts in which this particular module is being divided. So the flow of it, I will tell your students. First we'll look into job analysis, because for HR planning, for recruitment and selection, for training and development, job analysis is the base. Okay, if you do not have job analysis in your organization, then you cannot plan for human resource, you cannot plan for recruitment, you cannot plan for training and development of the employees in your organization. So first we'll look into job analysis, and then we'll move on to job evaluation, and then we'll come down to HR planning, and then recruitment and selection, and finally we'll be dealing with training and development. I hope it's clear to you all. Okay, so first, if you could see, my dear students, what exactly is job? Job is nothing but it consists of group of tasks. Okay, so job is consisting of group of tasks that must be performed for an organization to achieve its goals. Okay, so for what you are going to perform for an organization to achieve the goals of the organization. What is the goal of the organization? Profit maximization and wealth maximization. Okay, so job consists of group of tasks. Okay, so here when I say a particular job, what does it mean? It means the group of tasks. Okay, what all you are going to do in that particular job, the various tasks which you are going to do in that particular job, that consists of a job. Now when I say position, okay, it consists of collection of tasks and responsibilities performed by one person. So if I say a particular position, okay, so that position describes the collection of various tasks that particular person will be doing, as well as the responsibility held by that particular person. Okay, that is nothing but called as position. So position tells where an individual fits within an organization. Okay, now moving on to job analysis. Okay, now what exactly is job analysis? As I said, job is nothing but it is group of tasks which are to be performed in a particular job. Now when I say job analysis, it is nothing but a process. It's a systematized process of determining the skills, duties, knowledge required for performing job in a organization. Okay, so it is a systematized process to determine the skills, the duties, and the knowledge required to perform a job in an organization. Now, job analysis consists of job description. Now, when I say job analysis, it speaks about description of a job as well as specification of the job. Now, what is this job description? Job description is nothing but a document providing information regarding task, duties, and responsibility of a job. Now, whenever you apply for a job, my dear students, you will first see the description of that particular job. Okay, or you can say the details of that particular job. Now, what is that? It is nothing but description, which consists of what all tasks you're supposed to do, what all duties, what duties you have, as well as what are your responsibilities, what are you accountable for in that particular job. Everything. It is nothing but, in short, describing a particular job. That is nothing but called as job description. Now moving on to job specification. Job specification is nothing but minimum qualification required to perform a particular job. Okay, job specification is nothing but minimum qualification. Please understand, students, here. Minimum qualification which is required to perform a particular job in a better way. Okay, so job analysis consists of job description as well as job specification. Okay, so jobs are very much important to every individual, right? So job analysis basically is a process in which jobs are studied. Okay, so here in job analysis, you study the job, determine what tasks and responsibilities they include, their relationship to other jobs or other people. Okay, as well as condition under which the work is to be performed and the personal characteristics required for a satisfactory performance. Everything is included in job analysis. Okay, so if you could see here this particular diagram, students, it is a basic human resource management tool. So here job analysis, as I said, it consists of both job description as well as job specification. Now what do you mean by job description? It is nothing but task, responsibility, and duties to be performed in a particular job. That is nothing but job description. What is job specification? Knowledge, skill, and ability required, okay, for a particular job. That is job specification. Now when you have clear job description and job specification, it both put together is called as job analysis. Okay, so this particular job analysis is a base for human resource planning. So if you want to plan for human resource in your organization, you have to have job analysis in your hand. If you want to go for recruitment functions within the organization, you have to have job analysis in your hand. So selection, training, performance, compensation, safety and health, employee and labor relationship, legal consideration, and job analysis for team. For conducting or to perform all these functions, job analysis is a base. Okay, it is a base on which all these functions are being performed. I hope it's clear, students. Any doubts here? Any doubts, students? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now, okay, before moving on to the next slide, okay, I'll just make you all understand how this recruitment and selection job analysis is required or a base for recruitment and selection. Okay, so when I speak about recruitment and selection, my dear students, a job analysis provides the information about what the job entails, what is in the job, and what exactly it carries, and what human characters are required in order to perform these activities. So, job analysis entirely gives information about what exactly the job consists of, what is the characteristics required for a particular person to perform those activities in that particular job. So this information basically is in the form of job description and specification, and it helps the management officials or the HR department to decide what sort of people they need to recruit and hire and select. Okay, so that's what I said. Job analysis plays a base for recruitment and selection. And then when we speak about compensation, job analysis basically gives the information about cruciality for estimating the value of each job. Okay, so here what happens is job analysis gives the base for estimating the value of each job. Okay, because it describes the characteristics of a person, as well as it describes the uh, you know uh, information about the particular job. Okay, and it compensation, basically when you speak about compensation, usually depends on job required skills and education level. Okay, as well as safety hazards and the degree of responsibility in that particular job. So if degree of responsibility is very high, okay, that time you give a better compensation or a higher compensation to that particular person. Or if there are hazards involved in the particular job, so that time also you have to check that particular thing, and accordingly you have to give fix the compensation for that particular person in that particular job. So that's what we say. Compensation for compensation, uh, job analysis plays a very important role. Also many employee groups, okay, sorry, employer groups jobs into classes. Okay, so here what happens is job analysis basically provides information to determine relative worth of the job and calculate the appropriate class of that particular job in the organization structure, based on which the compensation is fixed. Okay, so that particular process is called as job evaluation. Okay, evaluating the worth of the job. So job analysis is a base for job evaluation. Then moving on to performance appraisal, my dear students. So performance appraisal basically compares each employee actual performance with his or her standard performance. Okay, so here what you are going to do is, in performance appraisal, you have a standard performance set that this employee has to perform this much in the job. Okay, so here you are going to measure whether already whom I have recruited there, is he actually performing the same? Is there any difference between actual performance and the standard performance? Now, how the standard performance comes based on the job analysis. Okay, so job analysis gives a way for charting out the standard performance of the employee. So managers basically use this job analysis to determine jobs specific activities and the performance standards. Fine. So for training, basically job description should show the activities and skills, and therefore training, what training is to be given to that particular job, the job description or job specification looks into. Then coming down to next, various human resource planning. Okay, so here job analysis helps in forecasting human resource requirements. Okay, in a particular job, in terms of knowledge and skills. Okay, so this is the way on for which human resource planning, the job analysis helps out. Then safety and health, basically whatever health hazards are there, whatever safety issues are there, everything is to be considered. Okay, so that we'll know only when we'll understand the description of that particular job, that this is a safety measure which is to be implemented. This is the health, say health or welfare things which you have to implement. Everything you'll know when you know the job analysis of that particular job. Okay, then moving on to next, employee relations, my dear students. So here basically it leads to more objective human resource decisions. So here employee and labor relationships are entirely based on job analysis. Fine. So here job analysis, job description tells about what exactly is that particular job, what are the hazards carried in that particular job, what is the safety, and what is the knowledge experience required for that particular job. Okay, so when this is very clear, employees also are clear as to what is their task, what is their duties, what is their responsibilities, and ultimately they will perform in a particular way. So employee and labor relations, or employer and labor relations also will be good. Now moving on to next, legal consideration. Obviously, legally when we speak, job analysis is a base for everything in an organization. Okay, then basically, um, Having done job analysis is important for supporting the legality of employment practices. So whenever you have any cases going on an employee, you can clearly specify that this is what the job analysis was being given and employee has agreed to these terms and conditions. Fine. So that's what we could say job analysis proves as a base for all this. Fine. So who should conduct basically the job analysis? It is obviously the supervisors, the managers, the job incumbents, and the external analyst. Okay, so, so supervisors will be conducting the job analysis because they know very well the activities in their particular line. So line supervisors are the people who will be conducting the job analysis. They are the people who will be writing down the job analysis for various jobs in the organization in their particular department. Okay, managers obviously they will be putting forth the job analysis of middle level management. Okay, and job incumbents, certain times job incumbents also will be contributing towards the conduct of job analysis, as well as the external analysts, the experts. Experts are that who will be surely putting forth the job analysis or task duties and responsibilities of the job which are very critical or which are newly framed. Okay, so when do you carry out job analysis? Basically, when you establish a new organization, first thing what you have to do is you have to frame the job analysis for the various jobs in your organization. Then afterwards, when some new job is being created because of the changes which are being brought in the organization or because of the changes in the strategy of the organization, that time you have to come down with job analysis. Apart from that, when there are radical transformation in the job, okay, certain jobs change due to change in technology, due to change in process, or due to change in methodologies of doing it, that time again you have to frame the job analysis. So these are the three situations where job analysis is being conducted. Okay, so here basically why we have to conduct the job analysis. Okay, so first thing is for staffing purpose, as I said, for human resource planning. So staffing would be haphazard if recruiter did not know the qualification needed for the job. So job analysis is very much required to understand the importance of that particular job, worth of that particular job in the organization, and is recruitment really required. So if recruitment is required, what type of candidate is to be recruited uh, in that particular job, that becomes very clear when there is job analysis. If it is not there, it becomes very haphazard recruitment for the HR department. They will be not knowing what type of human skills or knowledge or ability is required for a particular person to work on that particular job. Okay, so that is one of the reason why job analysis to be conducted. Second reason is training and development. So if specification list are particular knowledge, skill, and ability, if it is clearly understood for that particular job, what type of knowledge, skill, and ability is required, at what level it is required, then you can identify whether the person filling that position does possess that knowledge, skill, ability, or does not possess that knowledge, skill, and ability. If he doesn't possess that skill and ability, then obviously you have to train that particular employee in possessing the required knowledge, skill, and ability. If he already possesses the same and KSA, okay, knowledge, skill, and ability, then you have to think of development needed for that particular person. So for that case, job analysis is really very much required. Okay, then compensation and benefit, as I said, understanding the value of job must be known before rupee value can be placed on it. Fine. Then afterwards, safety and health helps identify the safety and health consideration. Then lead to more objective human resource decisions. Have legal considerations. Having done job analysis, it is important to support the legality of employment practices. Okay, so let us learn in detail what exactly is job analysis. So job analysis is not a one-time activity. Okay, so it's a continuous activity as jobs keeps on changing, requirement of the job keeps on changing, the face of the job keeps on changing. Okay, so that's the reason job analysis is not a one time process, it's a continuous process. So what you're going to analyze, it is the job and not the person on the job. Please understand this fact, my dear students. So here what you're going to analyze, you're going to analyze the job. Okay, you're going to analyze the job, but you're not going to analyze the person on that particular job already who is working on that particular job. So you're going to analyze the job, task, responsibility, and knowledge, skill, ability, okay, required for that particular job, but not the person. Okay, so this is an important consideration in job analysis. Fine. So it simply highlights what are minimum activities that are entailed in a job. So whenever you go for searching a job in naukri.com or timesjob.com or whatever it is, right? So that time you will be getting job description, okay, or maybe specifications of the job or job duties or whatever it is. It can be named in any terms, okay. So here, or job profile or something like that, okay. So that time what you are seeing is it is nothing but the job analysis. Fine. So that is minimum thing what you are supposed to do in a job, okay. Company expects much more than that, okay. That is what we say. So job analysis is the minimum thing what is required, or minimum activities required to do in a job. Fine. So here job analysis basically looks into skill range, okay. So here what it does is um, does not cover does the job cover a reasonable but not too extensive range of different tasks, okay. So here basically these are the questions which are being asked when you speak, when we are preparing job analysis. First thing is skill range, okay. So does the job cover a reasonable but not too extensive range of different tasks that is being identified, okay. Are there opportunities to use knowledge and skill associated with effective performance of the job? Okay, are you giving any opportunities to use the knowledge and skill required for that particular job or associated with the job for giving effective performance? Are those duties scaled in that particular way? And can the individual make full use of their own skill and develop the skill base? Okay. So is there any opportunity for creativity, innovation, invention, and all those things? Everything is being noted in the skill range. Okay. Then second thing what you're going to analyze here is purpose of the job. Is the purpose of the job clear? Okay. So is its contribution to the organizational objectives evident? Is it contribution to the department obvious? Is the post holder responsible for successful completion of whole job? Do the internal system help the post holder do the job? So these are various questions which are to be answered, or these are various things which are to be looked in when we are framing the job analysis. First thing is skill range. Second thing is job purpose, okay. And then relationships, okay, that is what also is being put in job analysis. So are there formal relations clearly specified and related to the achievement of the objectives? So whatever formal relations are there within the organization, between the departments or between the people of various departments, or whom is that particular employee will be reporting to, or who will be reporting to that particular employee, all these formal relations are really clear or no? Okay, is there opportunity to develop working relationship within and across the departments? So here, are there any opportunities, okay, wherein that particular employee has to interact with other departments, or in professional, in the working in relationships, or just go beyond the department boundaries, whatever it is, okay. Are the colleagues available with whom the post holder can discuss professional issues? What are the limitations of that particular relationships, okay. So that is also described in job analysis. Apart from that, job analysis also speaks about the outcomes, okay, job outcomes. So can the post holder see the results of their efforts? Okay. So can the post holder, whoever is being employed in the particular job, can see his efforts? Is it quantitative or qualitative? That is also being checked in. Can the result of the post holder efforts be recognized? How do you recognize the results being framed by the post holder? And does the post holder have the opportunity to influence their own levels of performance? Okay. So that is the questions which are to be answered when it comes to job outcomes when you're framing the job analysis. Then rewards. Are the rewards appropriate and obtainable? Okay. Whatever rewards you are framing for that particular job, is it appropriate and is it achievable? Okay. Are the rewards linked directly to the performance of the post holder? Is it, how can it be measured quantitatively or qualitatively? Everything is to be considered. Okay, so steps in job analysis. Moving on to steps in job analysis. So first step in job analysis is organizational analysis. Okay, so first thing what you have to do is analyze the organization first. Okay, so here overview of various jobs in the organization. You just analyze various jobs within the organization, link between those jobs in the organization, in what exactly each job contributes. Okay, contributes towards achieving organizational efficiency and effectiveness. That is being checked in. Okay, so here you're going to identify various jobs within the organization, link between those jobs in the organization, contributions of the job towards efficiency and effectiveness of the organization. That is being checked, and then you go for using the job analysis information. Okay, whatever information you have got through organizational analysis, you're going to utilize it into job analysis information. Okay, then you try to select the jobs for analysis. What all jobs you are going to analyze? You need not analyze all the jobs within the organization. You have to select certain jobs which are really required to be analyzed. Okay, so those jobs only will be analyzed. Fine. Apart from that, you try to collect the data, prepare for job description, and prepare for job specification. So these are the various steps involved into the job analysis. Okay, so first thing is, my dear students, as you said, organizational analysis. Here you are going to have an overview of all the jobs within the organization, understand the linkage between the jobs or contribution of that particular job towards the organization's effectiveness and efficiency. So this required background information for the purpose is obtained through organization chart and workflow chart. So here the information about the organization, that's organization analysis, whatever information you require, you will be obtaining it from organizational chart and workflow chart. Okay. Apart from that, you are going to see the second one, if you could see here, that is nothing but use of this information and selecting the representative positions to be analyzed, selecting the right job to be analyzed. So it is not possible to analyze all the jobs. Okay, so a representative sample of the jobs to be analyzed is decided based on time, cost, and relevance. These are the three things which are looked in. So which job you are going to select, it is based entirely on the time, cost, and relevance of that particular job and importance of that particular job to the organization. That is being checked in, and then you go for analyzing that particular job. Then collecting the job analysis data. Okay, it includes education, qualification of the employees, skills, abilities of the employees. Okay, and skills required to perform the job, working conditions, activities, then hierarchy. Okay, reporting hierarchy of that particular job, then how human traits required for that particular job, duties, responsibilities involved in that particular job, and employee behavior required. That is nothing but again job description and job specification. Okay. Now moving on to next methods of collecting information. So first method of collecting information is job questionnaire. So here, if you could see, analyst receives first-hand information about the experience in the job. So in job questionnaire, basically, here you are going to get the first-hand information. Okay, so it is very much cost-effective, most cost-effective method. Then it collects information from workers and their immediate supervisors. You are going to take the information from the workers who are already working on that particular job, as well as the immediate supervisors. Then you can get intimate data, detailed knowledge of that particular job. So questionnaire needs to be structured in advance. So response can be used to create job description. Based on the responses, you go in for creating the job description. Okay. So here basically when where it is hazardous job, or where lot of emotional pressure or mental pressure is required. So that time you can go for using the job questionnaire. Okay. Then questionnaire method disadvantages, basically you have to choose the right population from whom you are going to get the responses. Okay, questions should be interpreted correctly, it should not be interpreted differently. Okay, so if it is interpreted in a wrong way, obviously you're going to get the wrong response. With that, obviously you will be framing a wrong job analysis or job description and specification. Okay, not everyone is able to describe fully and exactly. So basically, or not everyone no, only few may try to describe the things fully and exactly, but most of them will not do that because of time frame and all those things. Okay, limitations of time. So questionnaire not easy to make to cover all the aspects. So questionnaire may cover only few aspects, but it is not easy to cover all the aspects in the questionnaire. So that is a disadvantage of questionnaire method. Then you have the second method, that is interview. Okay, so questions are asked by the analyst to the employee in individual or a group. So these questions may be asked in individual or maybe in a group. So interviewer must be trained in proper interviewing techniques for getting the relevant information. So here interviewer must be trained correctly. Then only things will work down. Or else it is not possible. Advantage, one-to-one detailed information will be getting. Disadvantage, obviously, everyone you're going to interview or in a group you're going to interview, obviously it is time consuming. Then quality and experience analyst is required to analyze the things what is being told. And distrust of interviewers, certain times the interviewers, okay, or maybe the interviewees, there is distrust between the interviewers and interviewees, so that creates wrong information, that gives a wrong information to the interviewer. Then you have the next method, that is observation. So analyst observes the workers during the work. So here what the analyst does is he observes the workers during the work. So factors like tasks performed in the work, pace at which the activities are done, working condition required to do that particular job, etc. Everything is being observed. So it is appropriate for manual short period jobs activities. So this method fails in taking note of mental aspect of the job. So here, due to observation only, you are going to look into what exactly that particular person is doing through your eyes. But what is the intellectual process or mental process, that is being ignored in this particular method. So it is only good for simple and repetitive jobs. Okay. Disadvantages of this method: presence of analyst can cause stress. Okay. Certain times if you're observing continuously a particular person on the job, obviously it causes stress, and probably it may happen that that particular employee may not be concentrating on his job. He may, with the fear, he may do certain things which are not appropriate, and probably that will be recorded in the same way. Okay, so that is one of the problem which happens with observations, right? Then job holder may purposely reduce the pace of activities to justify overtime. Certain times the employee may think that I am being observed, because the management thinks that I am purposely delaying the things. Okay, and probably I'm not working well or whatever it is. So what he does is he thinks that okay, let me put forth the slow pace and then try to gain overtime. Okay, try to work overtime and show that I'm working too much, and then also get the amount of overtime. So it cannot be used where jobs required personal judgment and intellectual ability. Where personal judgment is required and intellectual ability is required, it cannot be considered. Okay, this observation method cannot be considered. The next one you have is independent observers. In this observation method, basically you have independent observers. So one is diary method. Okay, so diary method is nothing but one or more incumbents note duties and frequencies of tasks performed. Second one is critical incidents. So incumbents brainstorm of critical incidents. Critical incidents are certain incidents which are not known, in the sense like you have not predicted that these incidents will happen, but they have happened. So these incidents are being called as critical incidents. Okay, so here the incumbents of this critical incident who are there, they are being brainstormed of this particular incident, and that happens routinely and infrequently. So this method is excellent for training. Okay, so whatever unseen or things, whatever activities which happen in the organization. For example, you're doing a particular activity. Okay, it's a normal routine activity, but there is some breakdown. Okay, that becomes a critical incident. Okay, so certain times, basically in Big Bazaar or in Reliance, whatever it is, you go, you just speak to customers. So you'll be having normal customers every day, but certain times you'll get very difficult customers. So that is one of the critical incidents. So how do you handle them? Everything is being observed. So this is the term critical incident observations. Then photo tape recording, probably there is a recording which is being done of the activities conducted by the employee. Then review of those records. So maintenance record, repair records at seasonal variations. All these are various observations which are being done by the independent observers. Okay. Then what data is being collected by these tools? First data which is collected is the list of tasks being done in the job. Okay. So here you're going to collect the list of tasks which are done in the job. Okay. Then you're going to collect the list of decisions being made in the job by a particular person. For example, if you are framing a job analysis or job description and specification of a HR manager. So here you are going to note down the list of tasks being put forth by the HR manager. Whatever task he does in the entire day, that is being noted, and what decisions he makes in the entire day, that is being noted, or entire month, that is being noted. And then, is really supervision required? Do you need someone to monitor for that job to be done? Okay, some supervision is required. For example, in quality supervisor continuously goes in for supervising that particular employee who is working there in the quality department, so that is very much required. So like that is the amount of supervision received. Then afterwards, supervision exercise, is it required for that particular person to supervise? For example, if I'm as I said, if I'm framing a job analysis of a HR manager, HR manager has to supervise in each and every department, on each and every manager as well as employee. So supervision exercised on whom, that is also being taken into consideration. That data is also collected. And diversity of functions performed. Okay. So what are the various different functions the HR manager will be doing apart from what is his main function? That is also taken into consideration. That data is also collected. Then interaction with other staff, what is the level of interaction with the other staff, that is also considered. And then physical conditions required to do that particular job. Usually boiler workers, the physical condition will be entirely different. Okay, then software is used to do that particular job. All this data is collected during the job analysis process. Okay. Now moving on to job description in detail. Job description is nothing but it is very difficult basically to have perfect and fully inclusive job description. You cannot have a perfect and fully inclusive. That means everything is included in the job description. It may not be possible for a single job. Okay. So here what happens is, what they do is minimum things required to do in the particular job, that is being taken, and then that detail is put forth into the job description. Okay. So most of the organizations prefer not to describe the job fully because employees try to restrict themselves to that particular job. They try to stick to it, and they will not do beyond it. Okay. So they will say, this is my job description. I am going to do only this much. I am not going to do beyond. I am not going to do anything beyond this particular job description. So to fix that limitations, what the employees will be having in their mind when they have job description, it is very clearly specified that job description is the minimum task which you are going to do in the organization. Okay. Then supervisor's job may become redundant. Okay. So you cannot describe basically the supervisor's job, it becomes redundant. Okay. Rapid technological changes. Obviously, when there is rapid technological changes, the processes also change, the technology also changes. Okay, the ways in doing the things also change. Obviously, what happens is, it becomes very difficult for job descriptions. Okay. Describing the job, it becomes very difficult. So that is what we could see in job description. So how do you write a job description? Okay. So duties are listed in order to importance and not necessarily frequency. Okay. So here, how much times this particular thing is being done, okay, in that particular work, that is not taken into consideration. Only duties are listed in order. Okay. There is no need for group task or duties under subheadings. Okay. However, it is acceptable. So you do not have in detail things being put forth, and it commences each statement with the verb. Okay. Doing actions, that is processes, maintains, records. All these are various verbs, that is action verbs, which are being used when you are writing the job description. Okay. And then avoid using the term responsible for. So this particular terms is not being used into job description. Responsible for, or you obtain, or you you can put forth the words like obtains, coordinates, but you cannot say responsible for. That means you're pointing that particular person, so that may not happen. Okay. So you, instead of responsible, you can use the word obtains and coordinates, right? Then frequency, when you are writing the job description of particular job, frequency should be identified in multiples of 5%. Okay. So duties that take less than 5% of the officer's time should not be shown as a separate but grouped with other duties. Okay. So small duties, whatever are there, that should not be taken into consideration. Only the major duties are being put forth, and those major duties only the small duties are being attached. Okay. So use action verbs which tells us position, what the position does. For example, supervises, programs, directs, and analyzes. Right. Provide specific examples to illustrate the duties. Avoid ambiguous terms such as overseas, okay, manages. All these are ambiguous terms which brings in fear in that particular employee, right? So that is to be not taken into consideration. Then quantify activities whenever possible. So example may include how often is the activity performed, how much money does this position manage, what is the volume of work handled. Everything has to be quantified. Okay. Then what is the position of primary function of job description is what exactly is this job description, what it shows. First thing what it shows is what is the position's objective, why it is required in the job, what is the objective of that particular position. Then what is the role of the position, what exactly is the role in relationship with the others and relationship with the organization. Okay. And then it speaks about the summary of that particular position. Okay. Purpose and objectives or actions to be done in that particular job. Then essential job functions, so it looks into essential job functions, like is it a new job or existing job. Okay. All these things are taken into consideration. It includes descriptive statement of typical or representative tasks associated with major responsibilities and functions. Fine. So what are the various essentials of that particular job is being considered, and only those points are being put. Then briefly and general functions of your position are included. The basic nature of the department and the relationship of your position with other positions in the work area is also described in job description. Advantages of job description: helps supervisor in assigning work to the subordinate so that he can guide and monitor their performance. So here what happens is it gives a guide. It is a guide for the supervisor. Okay, in assigning the work to the subordinate so that he can guide and monitor their performance well. Okay, and it also helps in recruitment and selection process. Helps in manpower planning. Helps in performance appraisal, helps in job evaluation, helps in training and development. Now, disadvantage or limitations of job description is it is not suitable for top level management. You cannot describe the job of top level management because it is not quantitative, it is qualitative. Okay, so that's the reason you cannot describe the job of top level management. And basically, job description may be too inflexible. Certain times with rapid changes which may be happening, the job description can be overseen certain times. You cannot keep on doing that particular work again and again. Okay, keep on changing the job description again and again for one particular job. So that may become too inflexible, and any changes in the content may lead to job description outdated. So any changes happens because of the change in the technology, process, method, product, whatever it is. Whatever you have done previous becomes outdated. Okay, so it's entirely a waste of time, as we say into the job description. Now, moving on to job description template, how does it look? First, it includes job title. Okay, I've just taken a basic template. It again differs based on the job, based on the companies, and all those things. So, job title is being put forth first, and then based at which unit, business unit, if it is required. Then, position reporting to. So, whom that particular person will be reporting to. Then, job purpose summary, what is a two-line summary of that particular purpose of the job. Then key responsibilities and accountabilities in the job. Then scope, areas which responsibilities extend, to which the responsibilities extend. And date and other relevant internal references are being put forth in this job description template. So here, moving on to job specification. Job specification is nothing but a statement which tells us minimum acceptable human qualities which help perform a job. Please understand, students, here. Job description tells us minimum duty, task, and responsibility of a particular person. Job specification tells the minimum knowledge, skill, and ability required for a particular person in a job. Okay, so here job specification describes knowledge, skill, education, experience, and abilities which are believed to be essential to perform a job in a better way. Okay, So understand here. So components of job specification are: first is experience, second is education, then skill, knowledge, and characteristics required, and high level overview of the job requirement that is being looked in. That consists in job specification. Advantages of job specification: very helpful in preliminary screening in the selection procedure, helps in giving due justification to each job, because minimum you are calculating and you may go beyond that. Okay, that means you may hire a person who is better than that. Okay, so it also helps in designing the training and development programs, helps in supervisors for counseling and monitoring performance of the employees, because you've already set the standard performance. Okay, helps in job evaluation, understanding the worth of the particular job in the organization, helps management to take decision regarding promotion, transfer, and giving extra benefits to the employee. So all these are the advantages of job specification. Okay, so this particular part of the module will be dealing in the next class, that is summary of types of data collected during job analysis. Okay, so we'll deal in the next module. Till here, is there any problem in understanding this particular module, students? Probably examples of job analysis, the practical examples of job description and specification I'll be showing you in the next class. Okay, till here, any doubts in understanding? Yes, students, any doubts in understanding? Asha, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. Okay,
No, ma'am.
okay, nice. So any doubts, anything are there, you can WhatsApp me. Okay, I'll just reply back to you. Notes of module 1 shortly I will be sending. I am just preparing it. So once it is done, I will send and I will convey the message to you all. Okay. So thank you very much, students.
Thank you, ma'am.